No, that's actually record, not record.
Oh man, I thought it was like one of those old 33 and a third, man. You listen to that old doo-wop and shit, some 45s.
Like 45s, what, 76s or whatever.
I don't know about that. I think it was 33 and a third.
Philadelphia 76ers.
The 76ers, yeah, that was a year. That was, I think, 1776ers is what they refer to, because that was the birth of our great nation, our beautiful country.
And you talk about the birth of our nation. We're going to be our nation's going to be celebrating its birthday here very, very shortly and stuff here next week and stuff. So, but enough about that.
That's pretty cool.
We got a great show planned for tonight and stuff. And actually, we're going to kick it off with an announcement concerning the show.
We have announcements. This is so exciting. We never announce anything.
Yeah. So, we've been doing this show strictly on the Shootin' Shit Facebook page, and we're going to continue to be a presence on the Shootin' Shit Facebook page because we love those guys, and that's how we, do that's how we kind of got our start with this and stuff. But boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we are no longer going to confine this show to just the Facebook page. We are actually going to be starting with this episode. We are now going to be on YouTube as well.
Oh shit! I figured we were going to be headlining the Vans Warped Tour with Simon and
Garfunkel. No, I'm just laughing because I never even connected that, dude. I just thought they called themselves the 76ers for no reason. Bro, I am dumb as fuck.
The one thing that comes to mind, like I'm thinking Shane right now, Isaac. Look at the screen, Isaac.
Oh my god, dude, that was incredible. God,
all right, you know what? Well, that's.
I was wondering what you were losing it over. I was like, man, this is uncharacteristic.
I was wondering too, but now it makes
sense.
Here
we go.
But yeah, so that's not the only thing we got going on tonight. Is that big announcement that we're on YouTube, and we'll give you the details at the end of the show of how where you can find us on YouTube and stuff. But we've got a special guest, and he's actually waiting for us in the studio. So what do you say?
Yes.
Let's get to our video, which,
man.
by the way,
I can't wait.
It's a new video, guys. We got a new look.
Boy. Oh man.
You guys ready?
Yourself for over there.
I'm just excited, dude. I'm so excited. I'm trying to keep the nips from popping too much.
All right. Well, I'm gonna play the
video.
Can
never stop that.
All right, let's go before Isaac's nipples pop out. We don't do 3D,
let's fucking go.
When we come back, things might be changed.
Man, what did you think about that?
That was beautiful.
So
man.
Professional.
You put some work into that.
I did. I put a little bit of work on it, but you know what? Let's just keep the fun going. Isaac, why don't you do the honors?
All right, man. We have a very special guest, okay? First of all, to start things off, this believes in Joe Hendry, okay? Oh. So we're starting off on the right foot. From North Troy, Vermont, the Trojan horse himself, standing at 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, with 10 inches of mullet, probably maybe even a little bit more. I know. We have the very one and only Travis Mulletman Hinton. Here he is.
Hey,
how we doing?
Welcome, Mulletman.
What's up, man? Oh my god, we're so excited, dude. I was at one of your last matches, where the last ETWA match of the year, or at least the season, where you busted a pineapple open over Jobs' head in the last man standing match. Which honestly, I said to these guys, I think right after, I was like, it was the most fun I've ever had out of professional wrestling, like for one match especially. Like, it was the most entertaining match I've ever seen live. It was fucking awesome.
And I think that's when we were recording when I was up in Detroit with Giovanni
Yeah.
Tuhati and stuff. Again, speaking of Giovanni Tuhati, check him out on YouTube as well as Shooting Shit drops an episode the same day we do and stuff, and we love those guys and that.
Hell
But
yeah.
so when I heard about the pineapple, my first thought was, and I think I even asked you this, was that thing hollowed out or was it just a full-blown pineapple a la Piper Snuka?
It was a full blown pineapple. Like I put a couple of stabs in it just to make it break easier, but yeah, it was a full pineapple.
It blew
That's
up
incredible.
so well. It blew up so well. And the watermelon, that thing was a whole watermelon too, but that smelled incredible. I remember you came by after and I was like, God damn, he smells fresh as hell. That's incredible.
Man, watermelon baths are underrated.
They are, man, for sure.
Man, no,
Yeah,
so,
it was fun though, and like getting to do the fans bring your own weapons thing. It was awesome. We got some good stuff there. I brought the tweezers, but I'm sure they got knocked off that table because they're only little.
Yeah, I didn't see any tweezers, man, but I was in the moment pretty well.
You were killing it, dude. It was fun. And then you got smoked in the head with a couple of guitar shots there.
Yeah.
That didn't look pleasant.
All right, so I got to ask you with these types of fans bring the weapons match. What was the one thing that you saw at that show that out of all the weapons that were brought that gave you the biggest what the fuck reaction?
A watermelon, man. Like, where's the watermelon come in?
The fans brought the watermelon?
Everything, dude.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I told you, you should have brought food.
I know. Well, I just, I was thinking, what can I fit in my pocket? I don't want to like have to stand in line holding something heavy and like walk in, like, I don't know, dude. Sometimes you get too into it and you got baseball bats and canes. And I'm like, am I going to get it back? I didn't want to lose a nice cane or a bat, You have no idea. So I'm like, I'm bringing the tweezers because
you didn't care if you lost those, right?
And nothing hurts more than getting a nose hair pulled out, bro.
I can think of a couple of things that would probably hurt more than nose hair getting pulled.
That'll put you down for 10.
Nose hair thing's right up there, but
it might put you down for at least a 7 count in the last. Oh man.
Right, go ahead, Shane.
No, I was just gonna ask: was that your first fans bring the weapons match? Was that your first foray into that, or? Oh, okay.
I've had a few like hardcore weapons matches in my time, but that was the first one where the fans brought the weapons.
They got incredible, into it, man. That crowd loves you, man. It's insane. It's so much fun. It's like the second you come in there, man, they all blow, man. It's fucking awesome.
They're a bunch of maniacs.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
I was watching that video that you sent me. That you sent me the link to that you wanted to. We'll get into.
Yeah, you know what? No, why don't you play it right now? Because I want to ask you about. I've been wanting to ask you about this forever.
All right, so we got a little clip from a recent match, and Isaac's got a question about you here. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video.
Yeah.
To the corner, takes a clothesline across the chest, picks him up. Oh my God! Oh my God!
How did you not break your neck, dude? I saw that and I fucking like that sent shivers down my spine. I was like, holy shit! And I heard you come up. He's like, I think I lost a tooth.
Yeah.
I didn't lose a tooth.
No. It's got to be the power of the mullet that saved me, man. Like I don't know. That was, dude. I was more worried about my teeth than my neck at that point. I was like, oh, my teeth, like fuck.
Dude, that was gnarly, man. That looked rough. Did he mean to throw you on the ropes like that?
It was completely planned, but I don't know what the hell happened. An accident, man. It was an accident.
Yeah, that looked scary. I'm glad you were okay. Because I remember being there and being like, oh.
Yeah.
I cringed it when I first saw it.
Yeah. Well, dude, King Crab, you gotta rematch and whoop his ass and fucking toss him around a little bit again.
Right, exactly. The crazy part is my neck was bugging me like for days going into that match, like, oh man, like my pillow must, I must need a new pillow or something. And then that happened. It was like, wow, I feel better now.
It was one of those hardcore adjustments, man.
Yeah, like fuck my neck, my teeth hurt now.
Yeah, that's the Kota Ibushi chiropractic clinic, man. Where you just drop.
It's probably how he does it. It just feels good at this point.
Yeah, it's so limber.
Right.
Yeah, that one, man, I've been wondering about because I was like, holy shit, that was insane. But I love that. I brought crab boil to that match, but it wasn't really a fan bring the weapons kind of match, so I kept it in my pocket. But maybe for the rematch, I'll throw that at you.
There you go. So I got a question here, and this is something I used to ask on a podcast I used to do a while ago called "What Do You Say, DDJ?" And I interviewed a lot of local talent from the Chicagoland area because I'm from about 45 minutes west of Chicago. How did you discover wrestling?
Oh man, I was a little kid, and I was probably looking for cartoons or something at my grandmother's house, and I just happened to stumble across it was WCW. I found out later. And one of the wrestlers was Van Hammer. And
Van
Hammer. I was just flipping through the channels and I found wrestling and it just caught my eye and I've been hooked ever since.
Man, so now we all know he's like old school WCW because Van Hammer, that's like early 90s, man.
I don't even know how old I was. It's like it's my earliest memory of wrestling. It's just going through the channels and finding WCW.
Yeah, awesome. That's so good. I remember for me it was fucking Tatanka, and I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. I was like, why is he dressed like an Indian? Like, what is happening? What is this? And I've ever since I'm like, I'm into it. It's because it's so crazy and so it's so entertaining.
My grandpa used to have it on the TV down at his house, and we would go over there. And I would sit on the couch and I'd be like, I'd be kind of like wondering what it was and stuff. And the more I'd go down there, the more I'd have it on, I'd get into it, and eventually just got to a point where that became our thing, our bonding time. And, then after he passed away, I just kept watching. And I mean, these guys will tell you how passionate I am about pro wrestling.
It's insane.
He's an encyclopedia.
When we had Godfather on and we had like a little trivia battle about Godfather's career, right? Who knows more about Godfather's career, DDJ or Godfather? And you guys tied.
I still technically think I won, but I think somebody was out to get me or something.
I think you did technically win, but then I think I gave him points because he remembered the color of his suit and all the hose he had.
I think you gave him points because he was the Godfather, man. I think ultimately that's what really
we got fucking wasted that night. We were all fucking.
That was great. That was an insane night.
He likes to gargle whiskey. He'll gargle Jack Daniels.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's nuts. Yeah,
I'm good with that.
I've seen it. So thinking about alcohol, what's your favorite cheap beer, Mulletman?
Dude, as cheap as I go is PBR, but
okay.
My cousin Jerry would love you. He loves PBR.
They got Isaac. Do they have Bush out that way? Bush heavy?
You can get some Bushes. It depends on where you are, but yeah, definitely. What's your go-to?
Usually Budweiser bottles or maybe a Fiddlehead IPA.
There you go.
Okay.
Something like that.
I still love the mullet time shirts.
Yeah.
If you ever go for like full heel and like become like an upper class snob, you could always be the mullet high life and do that one.
Mullet high life. You just come up with that, or you had that one in the thought bank for a minute?
No, I just looked down and I was like, Miller, mullet high life.
Oh,
like that sounds like a heel character.
Genius.
Hey man, the power of
great.
Maybe the mullet's just living the high life.
It is, dude. There you go. You gotta love the mullet. I have my mullet, but this one only comes out when I get fucking hammered.
Wait. That looks awfully familiar. Is that Trent's mullet?
Oh no.
No, Trent
left it when he left the entire country. I think
he's in Argentina. Yeah,
he's hanging out with El Generico somewhere.
Yeah, he wanted to go somewhere where you could get Bitcoin.
So do you? I mean, I would assume that you primarily work Vermont, right? Do you work surrounding areas at all, or is it?
I've been as far south as Massachusetts for TIW, and I've wrestled for quite a few places in Quebec. I'm only like less than 5 minutes from the border. Like I could spit a loogie and probably hit the border from here.
Yeah, you're way up there.
Gotcha.
I'm up there. I'm not even that far up there. I'm up
It's
in Burke.
2 miles exactly from my house to the border, but yeah, it's pretty close. It's less than a 5-minute drive.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, DDJ, man, I'm telling you, you gotta hook it up with your boy in Chicago, man. We gotta get you out there, man. Bring the mullet to the big
Man,
windy.
dude, there's tons of promotions out here and stuff.
Feel that breeze.
Yeah, and stuff. So we need some Mullet Mania running wild in Chicago.
Yeah, and speed of mullet. Okay, we were watching. We've been watching a lot of Monday Night Raw, and there's a lot of Dominic Mysterio. That mullet. How we want your rating on his mullet currently?
Oh, dude, I appreciate it. Like that's definitely a 9.9. Like I got the 10, so I can't give him a 10.
Dude, that thing is something.
All right, so this is gonna go a great lead into my next question here. Your Mount Rushmore of mullets, wrestling or non-wrestling?
Oh man,
all-time mullets.
Got to give one to Billy Ray Cyrus.
Okay.
Classic.
Mike Chioda had a nice mullet in the 90s.
He did.
Early 90s. He had a nice mullet.
Yeah. And, what's the WCW ref?
Oh, you always call him Butthead.
No, not that one.
That one?
The NWO. Oh God, I can't believe I'm blanking.
Patrick?
Yeah, Nick Patrick had a hell of a mullet back then too.
Do you remember Randy Anderson? I think his name is.
Yeah,
Randy
Anderson.
Yeah, I think that's what you call Butthead, man. That's got to be Randy Anderson. Yeah.
Yep.
He's got a hell of a mullet too.
Yep. So we got two. We need what? One more. You got one more. You got one more classic. I guess we got to put yours up on there too.
Yeah.
So is that number? Yeah. That's the goddamn George Washington of the Mount Rushmore right there.
I gotta give it to Shawn Michaels too. Early Shawn Michaels had a nice mullet too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get some of the Freebird mullets.
You know who else I'm going to throw up there? I'm going to throw up Mike Awesome.
Dude, that's who inspired the mullet. That's who inspired Mullet Mania. Like,
I was actually going to ask that down the line. Like, what gave you the inspiration? And we stumbled right onto it.
Hell yeah.
So what was it about the Mike Awesome's awesome mullet? See what I did there? That made you. What was it about his mullet that kind of started Mullet Mania? Like, what was the
like the style of it? How it was like all spiky in the front and then like super long in the back. Like I don't know. I just like that look. That's kind of what I tried to build mine around.
Hell yeah,
man! Mike Awesome ruled. I love that.
Yeah, you want to talk about someone who's criminally underrated in the world of pro wrestling.
Yeah,
man.
Incredible. Isaac will tell you one of my favorite matches of all time is Sato Tanaka, Mike Awesome, One Night Stand 2005.
Yeah.
I love that match.
Insane.
Dude, that's like such a go-to match. Like, hey man, you ever watch wrestling? Like, watch this match.
It's like 13 minutes of a straight car crash.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say that stole the show at One Night Stand that night.
Oh, it did, absolutely.
It's the best match on that card by a lot.
Yeah, it's a 5-star match every single time you watch it. I mean, I put it up there with like the that Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes match.
Pretty much the same thing, man.
From Double or Nothing, the first Double or Nothing.
I mean, it's just one of those things where, like, I don't know, it was the right match on the right night, and everything went perfectly, and it was incredible.
So we're kind of talking about favorite matches. Mulletman, do you have a match that comes to mind when you think about favorite of all time?
I mean, it's kind of the one that put wrestling on the map for me, but I got to give it to WrestleMania 6 main event, Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior. Like, just, two of the biggest of all time when I was a kid. Like, It didn't. I don't think it got any bigger than that. Like
I'm sure that would have been great
that's
live.
Really, that's probably my all-time favorite match, and it's not anything pretty. It's just the idea of it. They're the ultimate powers,
right? And I mean, and really,
meat fucking slapping meat, dude.
And when you think about it too, it was so like for such a big show, it was like the first real high-profile babyface versus babyface match that was out there too.
And that yellow IC title, beautiful.
Yeah, it was.
Oh hell yeah!
So when did you decide that wrestling was something that you wanted to pursue?
When I was probably 13 or 14. We actually when I was like a sophomore in high school or something, me and a bunch of friends just like started doing like jackass stuff, but like in wrestling form, like. It's a dark time in my life. It's a dark time.
Hey man, could be darker, I'm sure.
I think I was like 15 years old, and my dad said that he worked with this guy who later turned out to be Donnie Myers, and he said that he has a wrestling company in Canada. And I was like, well, I want to go. So we got on the phone with him, and he's like, he's too young. He's got to be 18 to cross the border. So that just kind of put the kibosh on my dream for a minute.
Mm-hmm. Well, so give you a little time to train,
Yeah. I don't think the backyard was the appropriate place to train, but yeah.
Probably not.
You got to start somewhere, man.
Yeah.
So when you started training, what was like a typical day of training like for you?
Yeah, I want to know what you're doing. I mean, I want to hear your workout routine.
Well, when I got started, it was basically like you just learn the basics, run the ropes, take your bumps, and then once you get that down, you basically back then you were guinea pig. Like if you can tough it out for this long, then you're one of us. And then eventually, after probably a couple months of going up 2 or 3 times a week to Tomofomia, Quebec, I finally got a battle royal in like December or something that year. Man, I think it was like 2006 or something like that. And yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome. That's a great start.
And
you've been killing it ever since. And you started out as Mulletman, or did you have something else?
No, man. I've kind of been through a few different characters, but I started off as like Capital T, which was kind of like at the time, like you remember when John Cena was kind of doing like his thug thing,
Thugonomics.
Like,
oh, dude,
we came out to Beastie Boys, Brass Monkey, and
yes.
trying to go for that look a little bit.
Yeah,
and I kind of realized like this kind of sucks. So then we kind of morphed into like Juggalos type thing, and
that rules.
We came out with Fruit Punch and just like I don't know, a bunch of like raffle tickets, whatever. And I'd hand out raffle tickets, and we'd get in the ring, we'd just pull one out, and you want a bottle of Brass Monkey? Like, here you go. How you feel? It's just Swine Punch without the label, you know.
And there you go.
Yeah. We ended up doing an angle like with Donnie where he's like, hey, you can't be giving this stuff out for free. Like, let me try it. And he tried it, and he like turned into like Paul Stanley from Kiss. It was fucking hilarious.
Wow.
You gotta. I want to win that juice, man.
I know, man. I should come up to a show. I should fly up there just to try to win a bottle or something.
Dude, I need to hit that shit. That sounds delicious.
Then after that ran its course, I kind of went on my own, and like I did like a surfer gimmick, extremely super cool, capital T, and I went for the hardcore championship. And I had like the moniker, like, oh, I'm the longest reigning hardcore champion of 2012. And we did 24/7 rules. We did 24/7 rules, so I could be in the middle of a match and someone could come and interfere. And that's kind of where like the longest reigning champion of 2012 came from. Somebody could hold it for like 10 seconds and I'd get it back or whatever, you know. It just.
So was it a situation where on shows it was just changing hands constantly.
There was one show specifically where it changed hands like 6 times in a fatal 4-way to where like I ended up getting it back. I came in with it and then I ended up leaving with it.
Oh man,
that's awesome.
Okay, so hearing this stuff, it's I'm hearing all this about the 24/7 thing, and it's obviously making me think of when the WWF did that back in the early 2000s. So I gotta ask, what your favorite WWF/WWE Hardcore Championship 24/7 moment was?
It'd probably have to be something with Crash Holly. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's got to be something with Crash Holly.
Oh, he was
like,
the best with that.
If I was to go back and watch it all, I could probably find something, but I don't have anything off the top of my head.
I always think of the one where he was at the fun center with the headbangers, and I think he does like a Hurricane Rana on one of them, like in a ball pit or something like that.
Yeah.
Shit.
My favorite is it was WrestleMania. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was like Raven versus Kane versus Big Show or something
that
like
was
that.
17.
And they're backstage, and one of them's riding the fucking golf cart, and then he almost cuts power off to WrestleMania.
Yeah,
I think he hit Raven's leg. I think that may have been
I was gonna say Big Show.
I think it's Big Show driving. I think he hit Raven with the cart, and then I think like you said,
Well, Raven thought he was going to be able to
curbed it.
Bounce off he thought it would look cool if he bounced off the chain link fence.
Right.
And he just went into it and it got stuck because they were supposed to drive around the whole building.
So we're kind of on the topic of hardcore and 24/7 and all of that. My local Fed next month is running a no ring, no rules show with 2 death metal bands, 3 matches in a laundromat. That like has shows. It's fucking crazy. I don't know how it's gonna work. Have you ever worked like a no ring show? Have you ever been involved with anything like that? Or
no, I haven't been involved, but there's a federation up in Quebec, FML, that they go to like bars and nightclubs and they'll do like a no ring, no rules, and I've watched it on Facebook Live and it's actually really entertaining.
Yeah, it's incredible. The place that they're doing it at has a lot of like heavy shows, punk, hardcore, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not a venue. There's a bar and a functioning laundromat. So while the shows are happening, people will just be in there doing their laundry while like the other room is like 80
breaks out.
Yeah, like 80 kids beating the shit out of each other. So I'm like, how is this going to work with pro wrestling? Like,
it sounds like something you could pull off up to Newport, man, honestly.
Yeah,
mat with a bar in it that sometimes has shows and fights. It sounds very
right.
That would fit right in.
So were there ever any have you ever had any brushes with like WWE or like a major wrestling company, like tryout dark matches, extra work, any opportunities?
No, I'd like to do some extra work, but the closest brush that I've come with WWE is working with Robbie E before he became Mr. Stone.
Okay.
I got to wrestle him and defend the title against him in 2016, I think.
Oh, that's
something like that.
Cool.
Yeah, and
awesome.
what was he like?
He was actually really fun to work with. Like the whole less is more is definitely a big thing with him. Like you just basically let him do it and you just feed off him. Like it was easy. It was fun.
Yeah, man.
Like
everybody makes your night easy.
Yeah. I was super nervous. I was so nervous. Like, oh man, I don't want to mess anything up. And it was so easy, and like the kids like ate everything up, and the adults were loving it. Like, so much fun. It's actually on YouTube if you guys ever want to go back and watch it.
Okay,
that's awesome.
I'm still waiting for that last man standing match to hit YouTube, man. I can't wait for that. Speaking of, there's one match. If you could have a hair versus hair match with anyone, who would it be? I mean, obviously you'd have to go over because you don't want to. You
can't lose the mullet.
No, man, I can't. I don't know. That's a good question. Dominic Mysterio. That's
There you
it.
go.
Okay.
There can only be one, and it's
There
me.
you go.
That would be incredible.
I'd be down.
Dennis brought up, kind of brushing with like major organizations a little bit. I just want to bring up a fantasy booking thought I just had. If GCW major ever comes to Vermont, it's got to be Mulletman versus Microman. I mean, that's
I'm
man versus
down.
man match. That's the only.
We're gonna start calling them out on the internet, man.
That's the
We're
only
gonna
thing that
start
makes
calling 'em
sense.
out. Hell yeah! So, and just working around, you work primarily with ETW and Green Mountain Wrestling. You work with those guys a lot. You're the
Yeah.
ETWA fucking champion,
Yeah.
which you won back from Jobs after some bullshit he pulled, where you didn't get beat. You were under the rope, but shit happens. But yeah, but then you
shit
whooped his
happens,
ass,
man.
put him through the goddamn table, and then put him down for 10. What's the working relationship like between ETWA and Green Mountain Wrestling? Are those guys tight? Is it competitive between them at all, or is it just like they're happy that there's an audience for everybody now? Because it seems like all of a sudden, especially in Vermont, it's just fucking back like it that I haven't seen since I was younger.
Yeah, there's actually 3 promotions that are running Vermont: Green Mountain, ETWA, and World of Hurt. ETWA and World of Hurt have worked together a lot. The promoter for Green Mountain Wrestling, he was working with ETWA for a while as the booker, and he wanted to start his own federation. So that's where that's at.
Gotcha. I think it was at the first match for that one. Was it up in Newport at the
For Green Mountain,
yeah, where was your
Barry. That was down at the Barry
okay, it
Health
was in
Club.
Barry. Okay, yes. Yeah, that was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah,
There
that's
was
actually a really great venue, and like the crowd's electric. Like it's a great place to wrestle.
Was
Yeah,
that
it
like the
was
first
awesome.
one you went to, Isaac? Because I remember you were losing your mind.
Yeah, I was having such a good time, man. It was
The
a
one
great
where the one where the ref was selling like his
oh
eye, right?
god, yeah, it was great. That made me so happy. Yeah, because the ref, I can't remember his name, but I think he was the same ref who was reffing for your match against Memory Machine. He's got the beard. Anyway,
Oh yeah,
he took a ref bump. He got hit in the face, and I went outside. I hit during the break to smoke some weed in the car,
yeah.
and I came back, and he was coming back from his car with like a couple Slim Jims and a Mountain Dew, but he was selling the hell out of the eye, and I was just like, "That's fucking awesome." It
Yeah,
just
you
made
were
me really happy.
losing your mind.
Oh,
It
it
was
was awesome.
awesome.
It was great. He was selling the eye forever. I was just fucking hilarious. I was like, that's great. Still selling it. Fucking during
I just
intermission.
came up with a new nickname for him. His real name's Adam Brunton, so props to him. But we started calling him the Iron Ref because at Bradford Fair he refereed all the matches, and I think that's like the second or third time that he's done that, ref the whole show.
Oof.
So we call him Iron Ref. For a
Yeah.
while, we are calling him Adam Long because we'd sit in the back, Jobs and I. We'd sit in the back and drink a couple daddy sodas on the way home, and he's our designated driver, and we're just messing with him the whole way.
That's awesome.
I'm in the back seat.
That's awesome. How long have you and Jobs been working together? I mean, you guys.
Oh man, I met Jobs like 2011, I think.
Oh wow.
And like I kind of like I played a joke on him. I'm like, hey man, there's this guy named Capital T, and he doesn't appreciate you wearing those bright colors because that was his thing. He's like, oh man, I heard a lot about him. I said, yeah, you're looking at him. And he's like, oh man, nice to meet you. And yeah, that we became friends like right from there. We actually got thrown together as a tag team because they wanted us to push up into Canada and represent their company. Like you might have seen it on Facebook on my memories, like 6 years ago. Yeah, 6 years ago we were double tag champs for ETWA and a company named EWE. So that was kind of a big moment for both of us.
That's awesome. And now you guys get to trade the belt back and forth a little bit, which is really cool.
Beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah,
That's always
dude,
gotta be fun.
with pineapples and dog chains and fucking
Watermelons.
shit,
Fly
watermelons.
swatters.
Fly
Yeah,
swat. Oh
the
man.
fly swatter, dude. That left some shit. The
We did chop
tongue.
for chop with the fly swatters.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
yeah. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
So what's
Um,
your one thing that one question I've been thinking about here? What is like the thing you like most about independent wrestling? Like, what's the one thing that really makes it so appealing to you?
Like the intimacy, like the relationship you can have with the audience. Like
Yes.
I met Isaac through wrestling, and a lot of my friends from work come and watch me when I'm in Newport, and they followed me. There's a couple of them that followed me down to Barrie, and there's people that followed me down to Barrie that I would never expect to see at a wrestling show, and that's cool to me. That's what I like about it. And everybody is a working man or a working woman. You know, it's not everybody's full-time job. It's, you know, just kind of like a side hustle.
yeah, it's one of those things that if you didn't want to be there, you wouldn't fucking be there. If you didn't love what
Right,
you're doing, it's not like it's awesome. That's why I think why the fans it resonates so well with all of us. You know, it's like,
Oh yeah, I love this answer because that's pretty much what makes independent, wrestling so appealing to Mulletman is pretty much the same reason why I love it and am as passionate about it as I am, because of that intimacy between the talent in the ring and the fans and stuff, because there's so much interaction. Like I see it all the time with some of the local promotions I go to, and like you said, you get to, you get to know these people behind the characters and become friends with them. Like I've actually met a lot of friends, made a lot of friends in the wrestling business just through going to indie shows and stuff and getting to know them and that and stuff. So I absolutely love that. But so what you talked about, like everybody there, this is like, something they do, but they all, they're working men, working women. What is your shoot job?
In the winter, I'm a snow shoveler on J Peak Resort, and
Okay.
in the spring and summer, it's all lawns, like lawn mowing, lawn cleanup, and we do a little bit of garbage. Like we're everything, man. Like we're basically like the laborers of the mountain in the summer.
and that place, and man, no joke, that place is fucking huge. It's
Y'all work hard as hell up in Vermont. All I ever hear about is hardworking people from Vermont. That's crazy.
You got
like,
to, man. It's cold now. It gets cold, man. You gotta work hard. Stay warm.
The last week we've been doing a lot of weed whacking, like crazy banks, ditches, like dude, so much. Like 32 hours of just like weed whacking.
And it's been raining.
So working that like laborious of a job, I mean, would you say that's like a benefit to your ability in ring? Just with the cardio you get and just the natural strength that you get?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like in the winter, I don't even go to the gym. Like as soon as my shift is done, everything is shoveled in the winter, like go right home, like crack a beer, like
dude, that place is
comfort, a lot of comfort
huge.
food, a lot of comfort food.
There you go.
I'm just like I'm like I'm imagining, because I've spent plenty of time out there at the water park and shit, and a couple of and there are so many different fucking buildings, and
there's a fucking water park too. What is
that?
Dude, J Peak is huge, bro.
You're gonna have to tell me about this off camera.
It's a ski resort, but it's also like an incredible. And this is like I'm not blowing smoke up anyone's ass. It's like a really nice. They've done a really good job. There was a whole bunch of shit that's going on with them, like that. And the new owners have come in, and it seems like they've really put a lot of care and effort into it, which is good, because it was really crazy. Because the same people owned the mountain I live at. I live at Burke Mountain. They own J Peak until it's a whole thing. Anyway, it's a fucking really nice resort. They got a water park, incredible skiing.
That's incredible.
Everything.
Like
it's indoor climbing,
slides and
yeah.
Yep.
Holy crap.
Like
Oh
the
yeah.
arcades. Yeah, it's dope. It's
Yeah.
a legit resort, man. It's really nice. It's big. It's right on the mountain.
Nice.
And
That's
I'm
amazing.
just thinking, yeah, and I'm thinking of all the pathways, all the fucking steps, and it's like, and all the snow that y'all motherfuckers get up there. It's like, oh shit. Yeah,
Man,
dude,
you know,
we
as
got-
much as you're talking about this place, you might want to reach out to them and try to see if we can get a sponsor. You know, we could be the official podcast of
oh man.
I mean,
They don't need. If
Yeah.
I get into the water park once a year. My son can get in for free once a year. Shit, dude, I'll say whatever they want me to say.
Right.
He loves that place.
all right. So, go ahead, Shane.
No, I was just gonna say. So you brought up comfort food. What is your go-to comfort food?
Ooh.
Oh man, I'm really trying so hard to stay away from it, but pizza is like
Pizza top. What do the toppings look like, man? You're
everything.
Oh, the whole smorgasbord.
The supreme or whatever the special, like
Gotcha.
Okay, so
give me it, all of it.
Oh, it's so hard, man. I've been trying to stay away from all that shit too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
fucking.
Bro, you're getting
chicken and
fucking.
rice.
Yeah, you're doing that too. You are crazy.
Dude,
What-
I gave up
what-
on the sugar, bro. I haven't had candy in like 2 months, dude.
No, I know. I mean, did you
I've been in
you
the
have
gym.
a vision or something? What happened to you, buddy?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Once I started, I was like, well, if I stop, I'm not going to start again. So literally, it's been like fucking almost like 80 something days straight where I've been in the gym every day because I'm like, because it's right across the street. I
Hey.
fucking live at a fucking at the school, and they have the goddamn Division I training facility there, and no one's in it. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go throw some weight around.
Can you flex real quick? You got the muscle shirt on.
I do, but
yeah.
man, you want to see guns, dude. That you talk about guns, man. Fucking this guy. That's why I wanted to know. I want to know what your routine is, man. Let me see those pythons, dude. You've been killing it in there. Look at this shit. Yeah, you've been
I'm all
killing it.
bruised
Oh
up,
my
so.
goodness.
Yeah, dude, he's been fucking killing
Bruised
it.
up from Falls Count Anywhere match last
I
Saturday.
bet, dude. Jesus, there you
Man,
go,
we might as
see?
well start charging admission to the gun show here on
Right,
5-star
right.
tags.
That's the thing, man. Is like, yeah. What are you hitting the most these days?
Dude, I'm actually like trying to hit everything, like a lot of lats, triceps,
yeah.
chest, legs.
Oof.
I mix it all in.
Yeah, I've been working that too. It's just my knees.
I've got
bang.
a program. I've got a program on my phone that I'm following. It's 3 blocks that are 6 weeks each, 4 days a week.
Okay.
And like one day is like push, like say like a bench press, and then the other day is like pull ups or something, or inverted rows, like a
Gotcha.
push pull split.
Okay.
And
Do you have like a favorite lifting technique? Like, do you have one that comes to mind that you're just like, man, that's what I love to do?
Dude, there's a superset that I'm doing. It's like chest flies or whatever, like barbell.
Oh yeah,
dumbbell
yeah.
flies.
Oh, these? Okay.
jeez. Oh my god, laying
Flies
back
with
those
that.
fucking things.
Yeah, dumbbell flies with push-ups. Like I did those yesterday, and like, oh
Ooh.
man, it's killer. I love it.
Man, I was
Like when my chest is sore, like I know I got a good one.
yeah. Oh yeah. I was watching Dr. Mike talk to a guy who was just doing studies, and they were saying that like they had this machine they're hooking like people up to that basically would stretch. It was just like a stretch, but like a 9 or a 10, like of discomfort, and they would hold it there for 15 minutes.
Oh,
And every time you would get like a little more stretch in, it would lock you back again, and it would get you like the same gains as doing like fucking like 15 reps or something.
That
of fucking-
sounds
it's
terrible.
crazy. No, well, but what it is you don't want to do that. But what you do, what they're saying is that a longer, deeper stretch gives better gains. So when you're working out, when you're at the very bottom of a rep and you hold it there for that extra second or two and put it back up, that's when fucking you get the best gains apparently. But Jesus Christ, it hurts so fucking much. When you get way back down, you're like, oh fuck. Or anytime you get like one of those lat stretches, and you're just like, no, I don't want to do this anymore.
So Isaac, do you like get viciously high before you go and do this, or you go into this raw dog, man? Like I'm trying to.
What do you fucking think, bro? Of course,
Well,
I get
He gets
viciously
high.
high.
Dude,
It's like
I don't
it's
know
like,
why I thought something different would
yeah, Nick,
happen. I
no,
mean,
I gave up sugar, not fucking like the good things in life. You're allowed to smoke weed. They say it's good for you, man. It helps relax the muscles, especially after.
All
well, I was
right,
talking about before, buddy.
Yeah, I said especially after. You gotta
Okay.
warm them up too somehow. I don't know,
See,
dude.
I thought I saw something where it was like it helps with your breathing, but I don't know about that. I feel like it would restrict your breathing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my thing is I just like smoking weed, so I smoke weed. But what I figure is that like it makes it harder for your VO2 level or whatever to fucking your like the volume of oxygen in your blood. It makes it a little harder for that. So you probably have to work harder. So maybe you get better gains because you're working fucking harder. I don't fucking know, man. Look at all those old timers. Those guys were ripping like 40 fucking butts a day in the gym, drinking fucking Jack Daniels and getting fucking shredded, man. So
Bush
maybe.
ice.
Oh my, Bush Ice, dude. Oh
Ugh.
yes.
Bush Ice.
You remember Ice
Yeah,
House?
baby.
The fucking Ice House. God damn, that shit was terrible.
Would you believe that I've had an ice house, Isaac?
Of course I
I
would
would.
believe that. Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
all right, so kind of get so we're basically a podcast. We sometimes go off the rails, not as much as the boys over here shooting shit and stuff, but we're wrestling fans at heart and stuff, and obviously we all try to keep up with what's going on these days. I'm assuming you follow the current product.
Oh yeah, I try to. I'm a little behind right now. I'm like on
Mhm.
Clash at the Castle because I'm trying to catch up on TNA as well.
Well, speaking of TNA, I think Isaac alluded to him earlier. What are your thoughts on just, I guess, for lack of a better term, Joe Hendry mania running wild everywhere? Like he seems to be like over everywhere now.
Dude, I know. I don't even know how it happened. Like I
Shows up on
I heard.
NXT one time, man.
Yeah, dude.
Boom.
I heard him on Busted Open. I was like, who the hell is this Joe Hendry guy? Like, whatever. Just
Mhm.
move on, everyday life. And then I was going through the channels on Roku channel, and I found they had a TNA channel, and I saw him on there, and I think it was the skit with Brian Myers and Matt Cardona, where like they want to play with their action figures instead of Matt Cardona going to bed with Chelsea or something.
Oh
I was like, man,
yeah,
It's
that's
so
fucking
good.
funny.
that was yeah.
Was
And
that your
then
introduction? Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
and then just after that, like he's everywhere. It was like I said his name, and it's popping up everywhere on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, can you hear me? You
I
watching
mean, he
here?
was.
Oh, they are.
I mean, his theme song was number ones on the UK iTunes charts like recently.
Yeah, and it was like that song was put out years ago. That's the craziest shit to me is that like it resurfaced.
It's
Like,
catchy.
no, it definitely is.
It's awesome.
So you're talking about TNA. Was that your introduction to TNA like recently, or did you watch TNA back in like the heyday, like 05, 06?
I think actually, I heard a lot of good about Tessa Blanchard, so I started watching it on Access TV when she was the Knockouts champion,
Gotcha.
and I ordered Bound for Glory. I don't remember what year it was, but Taya Valkyrie and Tessa Blanchard was one of the matches. And I believe the main event was Johnny Impact and Austin Aries.
Oh,
And
that
he
was
just
I think
Yeah,
the night
like
that
19 or 20.
and I think that was the night that Aries no sold the finish
Yeah.
after he got pinned and just
Yep.
walked right out.
Yep.
Oh,
Fuck you,
God
Don
damn.
Callis or whatever.
God damn,
Man.
yeah. Johnny fucking Mundo, man. God damn.
Dude, I was so in love with it at that point. Like the storylines were way better than anything WWE was doing.
Yeah,
Like
that was horrible WWE time.
I think
Now-
that was
Rascals.
somewhere around
Mhm.
the Lucha Underground era. That was my shit. That was still one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah. But
I
you
love
talked
that.
about that 2019 when the WWE is really bad. What are your thoughts on like just everything I mean the business that they're doing, just they seem to be bigger than ever, and it's just what are your thoughts on the current WWE product?
I really like it, man. I'm so invested in it. Like I don't want to miss a week of it. Like I go on YouTube because I don't have live TV right now, but once football season comes around, I'll have live TV again. But right now, I'll go on like YouTube first thing in the morning after seeing something on Facebook. Like, ooh, I got to see that. Like the Wyatt Sicks. I had to watch that on YouTube, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. But where do they go from there?
Yeah, that's
The,
a big question.
the stuff with Liv and Dominic, that's like really interesting. Like, I can't wait to see what happens when Rhea Ripley comes back.
Oh yeah.
Congrats to Rhea Ripley for getting married to Buddy Buddy Matthews.
Congrats to Buddy fucking Matthews. Fuck that,
man. Yeah, so someone was the clear winner here.
Shit.
Man.
So do you follow NXT at all?
Oh yeah, NXT, like especially when they're in like the dark dungeon era, like I loved it. Finn Balor as the champion, like
it's great.
I actually thought they were gonna do a lot more with Karrion Kross. I feel like Karrion Kross has cooled off since then, but like he was my guy for a minute.
Yeah, he's been, especially in this current run on the main roster, he's been a mess. Do you keep up with like current day NXT at all? As far as
I'm still like 2 weeks behind on like the weekly episodes, but I have a general idea what's going on just from social media and YouTube.
Sure. I'm sure Isaac would love to ask you a question about his favorite NXT superstar. Maybe of all time.
God damn, dude. Are we talking about Oba Femi or
Yeah, of course, dude. You love Oba.
Yeah, the second I saw him, I'm like, holy shit. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like that's like the same fucking look that like guys like Jim Cornette or fucking Jim Ross or Vince McMahon probably would have said. You know, it's like they see dollar signs. You're like, holy shit, that guy's gonna make
a big dude.
He's huge, and he's already better than like a lot of the guys that are pushed that way, especially at the start of their career. He's leaps and bounds better than like Khali. You know what I mean?
I think if I'm not mistaken, when he won the North American Championship, he had something like, what was it, like under 25 matches under his belt at that point or something?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. No, I mean, I would. It makes me think about like guys like Brock Lesnar or Kurt Angle, right, when they came in, because they were in OVW, so they got to do the same sort of thing, but it was like there wasn't the same exposure for it. So like when Brock Lesnar shows up on Raw and fucking beats the fuck out of Spike Dudley and fucking then the Hart and everybody, you know, like is shocking, and I wonder if they lose something or if they're gaining something by having NXT in that way. Because I feel like if you could keep someone like that, who's that fucking good, off of TV and just debut him and let him train, let him have the matches, like, man, what an impact his debut could be. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me being fucking
I actually think that's a really good take.
Well, Isaac, I'll bet you $20 they're gonna shoot the run on it next Royal Rumble, and you're gonna see Obafemi. So,
oh yeah, I'm sure. I just wonder if you lose a little bit of that shock value or just intrigue when someone debuts, because you know they've already been on TV so much for the company.
I think
I don't take anything from him because he's incredible.
I think it depends on who that person is. I think if it did, like you mentioned, I think someone with Obafemi, like I think he might even get a bigger reaction on the main roster just because of his look and just how good he is and stuff. And I mean, like, it just because not everybody that watches, you know, Raw and SmackDown watches NXT, but I think pretty much everybody that watches NXT also watches Raw and SmackDown. So I think you get Obafemi in front of, like, say, a crowd at a 15,000, like I saw when I was at SmackDown when it was in Chicago the other week when Jacob Fatu debuted. I mean, just when he's in front of like 15,000 people on a regular basis, the sky's going to be the limit for that dude.
Yep. So much
fun
to watch.
All the exposure like these young wrestlers are getting, like streaming is everywhere now. Like the views, like are ratings even like a thing anymore? You know,
no, I think there's so much more that goes into it. And you mentioned streaming. I mean, think about it. Raw's going to be going to Netflix.
That's the thing is if ratings were a thing, they wouldn't be going to Netflix.
Right. Like
I mean,
just
it's just the nature of the beast. Like streaming's the way of the future. I mean,
right.
I've always told people, I if it were up to me, I would have cut the cord a long time ago and gone and switched exclusively to streaming. But my wife's got so much crap on our DVR that she doesn't want to lose. You know, that's the only reason why I feel like we still have a like regular, TV at where I live.
You gotta watch the Bears, buddy. You
I
need
watched
that
the
cable.
YouTube.
Oh
I
yeah,
watched the YouTube TV. They got the TV package on the YouTubes, but it's expensive. It's fucking. I only buy it so I can watch wrestling. It's like fuck, man.
Okay, so one other thing I want to talk about since we're talking WWE, and I think Mulletman, you mentioned it, was the Wyatt Sicks. Did you get a chance to see the video that was played this past week on Raw with Bo Dallas?
I haven't watched that one yet, but I heard it was really good, and I'm waiting to watch it.
And did you see their debut from the previous week? What were
I
your
saw
thoughts on that?
It was really cool, but like, how do you follow up with it? Like, you just made a horror movie, and it's supposed to be fictional wrestling. Like, Chad Gable was dead. Is he the new Undertaker? Like,
well, and he came back, and
won.
And won.
He won a match.
Yeah, he was out a whole week dead.
Yeah, like I gotta watch that interview. I gotta watch that interview where Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy. I definitely gotta watch that.
It was really cool. And then they also did the stuff. They're doing stuff with the Wyatt Sicks and Pat McAfee.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, they had a thing on Pat McAfee's show where like all of a sudden the power went out and it went to black, and then
and he wasn't on Raw.
And then Pat McAfee wasn't on Raw the next week.
He came out and said about the thing on Raw because he put a video out, or it was I believe it was the next day that I guess his father-in-law had unexpectedly passed away after he got finished. I think after he finished the show on Monday, I believe it was like right after, because there was a video I think he put out on Tuesday on his social media accounts and stuff. So I think that's why he wasn't on Raw, but they made
figured.
They made fun of with the Wyatt Sicks stuff. Too.
I don't think they even said anything about it.
No. Cole said Pat McAfee was like, unexpectedly not at this show. I'm not going to read too much into that, and then he kind of just moved on.
Yeah, that was all they said, which is, and so that's why it took me a minute to be like, wait, is this because he got taken out on his show? I was like, because if it is, it's great, but now I'm sad because somebody died, and that's so
right.
He's so good too. He's so good on commentary. Just like he adds to the show. He's so good.
He's so good. I mean, he basically revitalized Michael Cole's announcing career, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and Vince getting yeeted definitely helped that along as well.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think adding him to the team has taken Michael Cole decidedly to probably like the
best run of his career.
Yeah, probably one of the greatest commentators of all time.
He was already one of the greatest commentators.
I know, but I mean,
this is definitely the cherry. Definitely cherry on top
because he's having so much fun, and like to the fact where like they put out clips of them just cracking each other up on fucking YouTube all the time because it's like they can't stop. They're having too much fun. And it's like that's infectious. Like that was one of the things, like especially like in 2009 and shit and WWE in that era
when he was gross.
It's just like no one was having fun. You could tell nobody was enjoying themselves. No one was having a good time.
Everybody's on such a tight leash.
Yeah, and it's like that translates. It's like how do you entertain someone when you're fucking scared to like do the wrong thing? Right. That like so you just are like, okay, I'm gonna just do it as safe as I can, and that's not entertaining. And it's like there's something to be said for everyone being happy and enjoying what they're doing and
getting words off a piece of paper with no emotion.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you got like your tag team talking trash to your kid next to the ring and then fucking pulling a goddamn billy club on you. Yeah. Sorry, I just watched that before we got jumped on.
Nice.
We got jumped on? I don't think we got jumped, buddy. I think he got jumped.
No, before we jumped on the air.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't jump on anybody. That was not me. That was the fucking
pretty soon you
memory
keep
machine.
Memory Museum.
Memory Museum. Sorry, yeah, Memory Museum.
The only memory that anybody's going to have of them is when their picture's hanging in a museum from losing to the Ultimate Powers.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
2000.
shit.
I
Hell
just
yeah.
got chills.
Oh,
Wait for the main event of that show to come out. I think you guys would be entertained. We brought the fight into a bounce house. You know, the ride or whatever.
I'm right there. I'm sold. I'm sold.
Yo, boys, we're watching it the
can't
second it
wait.
comes out. And we got to talk
Yes.
about it. That's
Isaac, you gotta let us know when that comes out.
I follow. You got to like and subscribe. You got to follow the Green Mountain Wrestling YouTube channel and on Facebook. You got to follow those guys. Also follow ETWA because he's the goddamn champion there, and you're gonna want to see when they put it out. Hopefully they put it out soon because I want to fucking rewatch that match, the last man standing match at the Derby Alex Lodge, man.
Speaking of streaming service, I need ETWA and the other promotions to be on one, so that way I can follow along and speak Isaac's lingo.
I know.
There you go, guys. There's your cue.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
we gotta
ETWA.
So
we gotta definitely.
So
spread the word.
Isaac was talking about following all these promotions and stuff. What about you? Like, how can people like us, because I want to follow you now on social media, and I'm sure a lot of the people that are going to be watching this are going to say the same thing. Like, so how can people follow you on social media? Is there a place where people can go to buy your merch, like what our man Isaac's wearing there, that little Mullet Mania tank top and stuff?
Oh man,
yeah, let's go ahead and this is your time. We're gonna give you some time here to plug whatever you want to plug.
Yeah, I don't currently have a store right now. It's just my fiance. She makes all my T-shirts, and I sell them at the events. And then as far as my social media on Facebook, you can find me Travis Mulletman Hinton. On Twitter, it's at Travis Hinton 86. Instagram mullet.warrior86. And I'm on Threads, but don't ask me what that handle is because I'm not sure.
What is Threads? Like, I don't even know what that
is. It's Instagram's Twitter.
Yeah, it was a thing for like 3.5 weeks, and it is.
Yeah, it's just nonsense.
And if you ever go up to JP, and this is just everybody out there, take a little time and clear a little of the snow, man. Give my man a break. Clear a little snow off the walk, man.
So one more.
Appreciate it, I promise.
So one more,
or at least leave a cold beer or two in the sno for him.
There you go. So one more wrestling related topic. We'll start winding down here and stuff. Forbidden Door is coming up. I mean, what is your guys' everybody? And this is open to everybody here. What is your excitement level for the show? And is there a particular match that you're looking forward to this weekend on that show?
I don't watch AEW enough to have an opinion on it, man. Like I don't have live TV right now. I have Peacock and Hulu, and I don't get AEW on the Hulu stream. You got to have live TV apparently for that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I haven't watched Dynamite in a couple weeks, so
is there anything that
I'm out of the running.
The Naito match should be good.
I mean, anything with Naito's probably.
Yeah.
Wait. Did I hear you say Naito?
I did, because dude, I just popped it on, and that was my. Oh yeah, cue the music. It's time for picks, or it didn't happen with Isaac. Hey, that's me. That's me.
Before we get into it, explain to Mulletman what this is here.
EDJ is not only an encyclopedia of knowledge on wrestling base, he's also met and has photographs with basically everybody. And I'm trying to continue a streak of guessing wrestlers. Are we 2 wrestlers in now?
I think we're 2 in a row.
You've got 2 in a row.
I'm trying to
go. This one's an L. I'm telling you.
I don't know. I just saw him, so I picked Naito as this one, and I'm going to see it just because he was on. He showed up.
So Shane, you think this is an L?
I think it's an L. This man's got a picture with Naito?
Everyone, bro. I'm telling you.
Okay, so a little bit of a background story behind that picture. That was Shit, that was like over about 6.5 years ago.
Three
That
in a row.
picture was.
Dude, what a guess! That's unbelievable.
He showed up.
So yeah,
on
he was at
TV.
pro. He did they brought Pro Wrestling Tees when they had their store open. Had brought him in for a signing. It was like February of 2018, and my friend Patrick and I went to the signing because we're both huge Naito fans and stuff. So we went to that, and then actually afterwards we went. It was afterwards we went back to his house, and it was the first time I hung out with his family. And like his wife met my wife, and our kids was the first time meeting and stuff. So it was a pretty momentous day. But yeah, that picture of Naito that was very cool, and I was very happy to get that. So that's three in a row.
That's incredible.
How many times have you said that on the show, Shane?
A lot tonight, man. It's been mind-blowing. I figured out that the 76ers are named after the year 1776. And it's been a wild ride since then, man.
Oh,
wait do you hear about why the 69ers the 49ers are called the 49ers?
Well, man, you ever saw Simon and Garfunkel headline the Vans Warped Tour?
When's your next match, man? When are you going out again?
The Barry Heritage Festival, July 27th, Barry, Vermont. It'll be right in the center of the street, actually, right in the center of Main Street, Barry.
Hell yeah! All right. You're gonna break some granite. You can fucking crack some skulls. Who are you fighting?
I'm not sure yet, but whoever is gonna feel the wrath of the Mullet Brother.
Do you know if you're gonna be? Is it gonna be a tag team thing? You usually do tag team shit down there.
Yeah, it'll probably be a tag team match. I haven't heard anything yet, but I know it's the Barry Heritage Festival on July 29th or 27th. Okay. Sorry. July 29th is my dog's gotcha day.
Aww. No. Dogs. Hell yeah. Well, I'm going to try and be there for that one. Yeah, I saw there's also midget wrestling coming to Barry in September. And I was like, oh my God, man. And I said this to someone else and they were like, is that allowed? I was like, they're doing it, man. What do you mean is that allowed? It's not like there's just like one tall person there fucking lording over them and hustling them back into a cage when they're done. Like, what are you talking about? Yes,
dude, it's a big thing apparently. Like micro championship wrestling or something like that.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of videos on TikTok, but it's like I don't know. It's not my.
Doesn't Hogan have a little person fed?
He was they had that TV show, I think, that like he ran with like he
was a TV show?
Yeah, it was like it was some TV show or something. It was like one of those reality shows. Like they had I think like all the it had like Short Sleeve Samson. I think a lot of the more well-known midget wrestlers.
El Torito.
Was that like one episode on Hogan Knows Best or
No. It was like I don't think Hogan was actually ever on the show, or he may have been once and stuff.
What a fucking shock. That's the least shocking thing I've heard all night.
Look at his check. He's like, yeah, you can use my name, brother.
That's not incredible at all.
That's awesome.
Oh man. Well, man. I think we're just about out of time, and I know Shane and Isaac could probably second me saying this, man. We really want to thank you for coming on and hopping on with us.
Yeah,
dude, thanks for having me.
Fun hanging out, buddy. Thank you.
Absolutely.
We're definitely gonna have you back here down the line, and I mean, anything you need from us, like if you need, to help, promote shows or whatever, just reach out to Isaac, and we're
gonna do it. I'm gonna be hitting up the Barry Heritage Festival, man.
Hey, Isaac, actually, while we're all on here, so this is recorded and this is taped, so everybody, there's no way you can't say I didn't do this. Next time you go to a show, I need a Mullet Mania shirt and a 4X.
All right, 4X Mullet Mania.
Yeah, man. That's it. If you want Mulletman gear, you got to contact us at 5-Star Takes. Take orders.
Isaac is the Mulletman merch plug, baby.
I'll do that.
There it is.
Hustle that shit on. You want it. You want it. The mullet. I want the mullet time. And if you get the mullet high life, man, maybe the tuxedo shirt.
Oh
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
You're on to something.
I just maybe get one at cost, or maybe whatever. That's all I'm saying. But either way, we're gonna see you there, and I'm gonna have money for DDJ's shirt, and Shane I think probably wants one too. So we're gonna make it happen.
I will absolutely take one.
Yes.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
All right. So we are going to bid you all adieu again. Thanks to Mulletman and stuff. So guys, thanks for watching again. Look us up. We're now on YouTube. You can find us on YouTube at go to youtube.com/@5StarTakes. We have all of our past episodes on there and this one as well too. And again, find us on the Shooting Shit Facebook page as well too. But guys, thanks for watching and good night.
Thank you again, man.
Thank you guys.
God damn, that was fun.
Legends of the Ring Sting, man. This is a great figure, old school figure. Looks great. It's Sting! Old school Sting from WCW. Guys, you know us, 3/4 of the Shooting Shit team, and we're here with a listener just like you guys. This is Jimmy from Super Powers Comics.
My friend of almost 20 years. He's known him since you were 12.
If you know people in Chicago, you probably know Dennis because he knows half the town, of course. But shooters, if you need action figures, comics, wrestling memorabilia, we just showed you Sting. Superpowers Comics will put up their QR code so you can get a good look at everything they have coming. Give it a shot, shooters. Get your superpowers on and get your comics from our friend Jimmy, who listens just like you.
Attention wrestling fans and fans of Shootin' Shit podcasts. You can now be one of the cool kids by going to ProWrestlingTees.com and buy the official Shootin' Shit t-shirt. Buy it now and be there at ringside.
This episode and all episodes of 5-Star Takes are now available on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@5StarTakes. Be sure to like and subscribe. Get all of your 5-Star Takes news and updates by going to our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/SHOOTINSHT. And as always, thanks for watching.